Gotta tell you, this video is sponsored by Squarespace because the FCC is no joke. What is up, you wonderful people? The other day I posted one of my photos on Instagram and got a lot of comments on it about like, whoa, would you do a tutorial about how you did this? That's the parallax effect in Final Cut 10. That's what today's video is on. I love when I'm scrolling the feed and then something moves a little bit, or you see something catches your eye, so you scroll back. Let's just dive right into it. You're gonna need Adobe Photoshop to do it exactly like I'm doing it, or if you want a free version, something that would work, you could use GIMP. That's what I use for, I don't know, since I was 12 or something like that. First things first, grab your photo, open it up in Photoshop. Okay, now, it's actually super simple. All we need to do is detach the foreground of this photo from the background of the photo. That's the idea behind what we're gonna do. What would have been better to do is if I had a photo of this background without us in it, that would have made this easier. So if you're locked down on a tripod and you can snap one with the subject and then snap it without the subject, that's gonna make it easier for you. But I'm gonna do this as if it was worst case scenario. In this case it is, where we don't have that kind of clean slate to easily throw the foreground on top of. I'm gonna use the magnetic lasso tool. I'm gonna cut around me and Amber in the water. In order to reposition the photo, like when I need to go up here and get Amber's head, hold space bar, reposition the photo, and then keep on going with your magnetic lasso. That's the way you sort of deactivate magnetic lasso in order to reposition the photo. I was not very tan at this point in the vacation. Okay, once you got your subject selected, just go ahead and fine tune that selection. I need to add this water that's back down below us in here. Command C, so now you have a copy of that. Go up here to edit, fill, make sure content aware is selected, and hit okay. It'll replace us. I think it did a pretty good job. Then hit Command V and paste that layer of yourself over top of it. So now you have something to work with. Basically, you just need to go back and fix this background layer a little bit. What I'll do is bring up the clone tool, make my brush a little bit smaller, Option click to get some different sky, maybe take the opacity of this down a little bit. All right, we're looking good. Now let's export these as 2 different PNGs and then bring them into Final Cut. In order to do that, make sure that the eyeball is deselected next to the foreground layer, then save the background, then do the same thing for the foreground. Deselect the eyeball next to the background layer so that you're saving only the foreground layer. Now let's fire up Final Cut. While Final Cut is getting started, I should take this time to tell you, Squarespace is an awesome online website creation tool, okay? Something that every freelancer, filmmaker needs in order to create a compelling portfolio of work that you can use to showcase your stuff to your potential clients, win gigs, all that sort of thing. They also have marketing tools built in there to be able to help you build email lists, help you showcase your stuff to the people that need to see it, help with SEO, all of that sort of thing. Check out Squarespace, amazing template-based website solution. Would love it if you check it out. Okay, Final Cut's open. File, new, project, go to custom here, 1827 by 2436, is that what it was? 2436, Parallax vacation. Okay, and then we just gotta import those 2 different images. Foreground and background, both PNGs. I'll copy them to the library, get them in there. All right, let's pop the background down in there. Command +++. And then let's pop the foreground on top. All right, so now we have our basic image. And then from here, it's super easy. All we're gonna do is we're going to keyframe some movement, maybe keyframe some blur, maybe a little bit of opacity. The key here is subtlety. On Instagram, you don't want it to be boom, 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 like moving really fast. You still want people to be able to enjoy it as just a photo, but a photo with a little bit of motion, okay? So super subtle. I like to work in about 10 seconds. That's what we're gonna do. We got the background and the foreground. What I wanna do is add a keyframe on this very first frame for scale, position, and opacity. And then we'll do the same thing on the very last frame, scale, position, and opacity, okay? what we want the scale to be at the end, again, super subtle, maybe like 115. And then what we want the opacity to be at the end is maybe 75%, make it a little bit darker. We're gonna have to feather that out right there so it's not so crazy, but that's fine, we can do that. And then, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, just super subtle. Look at that, just barely moving. It's exactly what I want it to look like on Instagram. Maybe if you're afraid people are scrolling a little bit too fast, maybe you want that all to happen a little bit quicker. We can go ahead and make this just 5 seconds. Make basically that same exact thing happen in 5 seconds. Delete that. Go ahead to the very last frame here and make this 75, make this 115. Yeah, that's about the speed. Like, that's gonna catch your eye. You're gonna see that something weird is happening in this photo right there. I said we'd feather this out, so go here and add a draw mask on top of the foreground layer. Once you got that draw mask on, just click right here, here, and then over here you gotta hit invert mask. But now we gotta feather this way up. Even more, but we're feathering ourselves, so that's fine. So let's go over here, just bring that point over. Good, maybe bring that up a little bit. So now, that looks pretty good. The only other thing that I wanna do is add some right to left movement on Amber and me. Position, and then, actually we don't need it on the scale, but we are gonna have to bring the scale up to 109 to give us a little bit of space left to right. And then on the first, I want us to be right here. And on the last, I want us to be right, oh, other way. Over here. Very subtle. Oh, we got I don't know why the default is set to smooth, but go and click on this thing down in the left-hand corner and then change that from smooth to linear on both. Done. Then it won't do that crazy, disgusting, whatever that is that it was doing. Okay, we're almost done, almost ready to export. Last thing we've gotta do is duplicate this whole thing and reverse it, taking away the first frame of the reversed one and the last frame of the reversed one. Highlight those, make them a new compound clip. Click on the little, what is that? It's like a speedometer. Click on that speedometer, hit reverse clip. And that'll make it bounce back. If you want to test it, just to make sure that it'll work right in the loop, copy that first part and paste it at the end. Yeah, it bounces the right way. So delete that. Go up here, hit export for Apple devices, 1080p, because we don't need anything crazy because it's just going on Instagram. I always go to better quality, but make sure that that is up at the highest one, which is messed up right now in Final Cut. 15 megabytes. Throw that right on the desktop, hit save. Then I'm gonna airdrop that over to my phone, put it on Instagram. Adding that motion is just one tiny way to stand out, and it's a video. I like videos better in the grid anyway, but it's still a photo. It's enjoyed as a photo, but it works like a video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, definitely subscribe. The next video in this series is gonna be about Instagram stories. 3 ways that you can up your Instagram story game. Just kind of little mistakes that I see people making that are very easy to fix. I'm excited for it. They're easy, okay? Subscribe, watch that next video. It may be right here. If it's not, it will be in 2 days, all right? Talk soon, thank you.